NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivey know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, closed fists, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info about it? AM. Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds hat. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at. My people at. My people at.
All right, well, good morning, everybody, and finally back on the air, and hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. I like to say this morning's transition was nice and smooth, but it was anything but that. But yet we are together again this morning, obviously nearly an hour after we normally start. I had anticipated doing the show at 8:30 this morning after some things happening this morning on family stuff, and it just took longer. My apologies. But I'm here, and I've got the time later on today to go a little bit later. So I want to give you a full 2 hours of flows this morning on things that are going on. And then later on today at about 12:30 p.m. approximately, Is It Just Me podcast will go live. And Donnie B is scheduled to speak with a guy named Joe Gilbert, who I finally got a chance to watch the entirety of his documentary and actually got a chance to go over some parts of it twice. And I've got some thoughts. But I'll wait and reserve that for the Is It Just Me show. And that'll be live on Facebook on Sin Digital Media's page and also the Is It Just Me Facebook page as well. Go ahead and join up if you haven't already. I know many of you have. I recognize your names. Good morning to you. We made it. It's a beautiful Friday. And other than that, the weekend is here. Hopefully you got big plans. It's going to be quite interesting. It's about to go down. The weekend. I know you got big plans, right? Enjoy your plans. I know you're going to chill this weekend. All right? Don't run around trying to make everybody in your life happy. Be selfish this weekend. You know, that's my motto for every Friday. Many of you are breadwinners in your family, leading your families. You got to relax. You've got to relax sometime. This morning, I want to talk about numerous things, including things that have happened primarily within the last 24 hours. And I want to talk about new news, so to speak, and kind of give you a sense of at least what's on my radar screen. I see that many people have been posting inside of the Friends page, including Kelly Prather, and she is getting ready for the Hamilton County Commissioner's race. See, let me see here, Brother Terrence Braxton. He's getting ready for the race. Here it is. And he's going to be a candidate for the Ohio House of Representatives in District 33. Of course, we got a heads up about all of this earlier in the year. Look at that. Looks good. That's very interesting. Impeach these, what? Who posted this? Omar. Yeah. County FC Cincinnati strike a parking deal. We'll talk about it. And they're also going to talk about Kenwood Town Center. Did you ever spend a lot of time, if you live in the Cincinnati area, as a teenager going to malls? Was that like a big thing when you were growing up? And what mall did you go to? Now, Kenwood Town Center is going to implement a midday curfew program for teenagers. The curfew is going to be between December 26th and December 31st. Wait a minute, that's post-holiday. That's big post-holiday Christmas shopping, right? People are returning stuff. It's going to be a lot of traffic. And they're saying they don't want unsupervised teens. Now, the mall's going to be checking IDs. And the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department will be on hand in case trouble arises. Apparently, there's been some incidents of large crowds of juveniles congregating in the mall, and there were some altercations breaking out. Is that right? Are these black juveniles? Are these white juveniles? And let me ask you this. What if, and let's just say hypothetically, I'm just trying to figure out, do you think that this is a good idea, or is this a problem in your opinion? Will you be in Kenwood Mall, maybe returning stuff? You're going over to Victoria's Secret's Pink store. You're going over to get whatever stores are in Kenwood Mall. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've stepped in a mall. I'm like everybody else. I do my shopping online, B. That's what Amazon Prime is for. Man, you better get hip to the future. Now, remember what happened? There was a big fight that broke out Christmas of last year, and a teenage girl was injured after a big old brawl. Remember this? You might remember that. And so this is the response. The response is, don't let your unsupervised teenagers mess it up for everybody else. Keep your badass grandkids and your nephews and your nieces and them at home, just irritating you. Do you think that a curfew is a good idea for teenagers? Or is this unfairly targeting? It's called, basically, parental guidance is required beginning Thursday, December 26th. That's interesting because my daughter is at that point now, and she's got an older cousin who is in like her early 20s. And so she'll pick up my daughter and they'll go to the mall together and just walk around. Well, because she's got an adult, it'll be okay, right? Okay, so my daughter's cool. But some of y'all be like, just get out of my house. Don't ask me for nothing. And you just, hey, your kids are telling you what they're going to do, basically, rather than asking for permission. Hey, Mom, I'll be back. Okay. You got your phone on you? Okay. No, who you going? Where you going? Who you going to be with? What y'all about to do? What's in your pocket? Let me get your phone. Let me read your text messages real quick. Yeah, we do all of that. And my wife is the detective. Yeah, she got surveillance on my daughter's phone and all kind of stuff. They got a different relationship. Because my daughter's like, look, you might try to pull those little sad faces on your father, but I was a 14-year-old girl. I know what you out here thinking and doing. That's what she told her. It's quite amazing. I just stand back and watch. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 513-873-7134 if you would like to share your thoughts this morning, I would love to hear them. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. Good morning. It's about to rev up. How many people watched any of the debates last night, or you don't give a damn? It was the last Democrat debate, so therefore is noteworthy. Not just for that, but also for the whiteness, the lack of melanin. All white candidates. I'm listening to NPR yesterday, and Perez, who's the co-chair of the DNC, I believe, it just sounded ridiculous when they were asking him, what's wrong with the process? I mean, even Cory Booker has criticized the process that the Democrats have used. And Perez is like, we're going by polling data. We're using the polls. But historically, we know that polls don't necessarily reach all of the electorate, especially the more melanated part of the electorate, right? We know that. And Perez was just like, I give the NPR interviewer, the host, props. He did his job. But Perez was like, no, it couldn't be anything wrong. This is just what the people want. The people just want, these are just the candidates that people support. Okay. Yeah, but it's still, what's the use of a new process if it produced the same old results? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure how much you watched last night. You might have watched all of it, if so I want to get your thoughts. And of course, looming all behind all of this is the specter of impeachment. And I've got some updates, quotes in terms of what some of the senators are saying right now. And I don't think that we should be surprised at all. A Colorado radio host was fired for saying he wanted a nice school shooting to distract from Trump impeachment in Denver. Now, isn't Denver the same place where that white woman on TV, she was a white, television anchor, I don't know. I'm not sure what the equivalent would be here in Cincinnati. I'm just not that hip. But she's on television, right? They're doing a little segment where they're coming away from their zoo in Denver because all around the country, people have been programmed to think that animals in captivity is freaking entertainment. They do. Man, I was on TV the other day and somebody wrote a book about Fiona. Be strong like Fiona. Fiona is an animal living in captivity here in Cincinnati. Everybody wants to act like she's in on it. She just loves to be in captivity. I need to stop. Have I told you my zoo story? Yeah. Colorado radio host fired for saying he wanted a nice school shooting to just politely distract from the Trump administration. Only 3 kids have to die. And then everybody can talk about that instead of talking about Trump. So what this shows you is his name was Chuck Bonowell. You probably never heard of, but he's probably big in Denver. And see, this just goes to show you that when people are out here talking about the right-wing media, the left-wing media, this shows you 2 things. Number one, the level of sophistication that Trumpsters have, right? He was smart enough to realize how media works. And here he is hoping that the media will do what it do. If it bleeds, it leads. You've heard that before. And now shroud what's happening with Trump. So it shows a level of media sophistication. I ain't saying it's super big or anything. But it also shows a willingness to be complicit, to play a role in the overall media protection of Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? If he's saying this, I'd like to hear what maybe he's a conservative talk show host, right? So this is his shtick, but quite interesting. Just a nice little school shooting to interrupt coverage of the never-ending impeachment of Donald Trump. So that's the other way they want to play it, the never-ending impeachment. Like I told you, these Republicans, man, they got a nerve. They have nerve because there was a never-ending assault on Barack Obama before he was even sworn in. Before he was sworn in, the man who's the very same man right now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said, my job is to make him a one-term president. He didn't say, my job is to try to find compromise. They're Democrats. We're Republicans. We're all Americans. So where we agree, we agree. And where we disagree, we disagree. No, he said, listen, I'm putting the word out right now. I don't give a damn what this man does. It won't be good enough. And then this dude now that Trump's in office, and he actually deserves the scrutiny. Like, they attacked Obama because he had a tan suit on, or because he forgot to salute, or because he thinks he's so smart, right? Oh, these Washington elites with their big degrees looking down on you because you a working man. That's how they try to play Obama. But Obama never gave them any scandal, right? And at the same time, he didn't really deliver for the community in the way that a lot of people feel like he should have. Because that's what Obama was playing it safe. So they used to attack him on policy ideas. What's he trying to do? Messing with our health care. Trump, on the other hand, I mean, not only did he walk into the White House with a veil of secrecy, the first ever modern day president to not reveal his tax returns, he's done nothing since then to get any real confidence that he's an honest, broker in anything. He seems to be like really self-interested. So whether it be appealing to the Russians or the Chinese or the Ukrainians, I mean, whoever. You pop on the scene, it seems like you can make some things happen in Trump's favor, then he may ask you to do it. Let me see here. Chuck Bonnewell, a co-host of a talk show on KNUS 710 AM, made the comments Tuesday afternoon coming back from a commercial break before being immediately erupted by his co-host and wife, Julie Hayden. This idiot he just shot himself in the foot. He just blew his own deal. Don't blow your own deal. He just blew his deal. You're doing a commercial radio show with y'all wife. Y'all double dipping like a mama. Doing a show together? And you're going to blow it to say some dumb ish to pledge allegiance to Trump. I mean, I remember there was this show called The Omen. And it was all about this little hell spawn, right? White male. Who was like the Antichrist. I'm just throwing it in there. That's how I didn't write the movie. I didn't make the movie. That's what it was. And apparently, he was going to grow up and be the Antichrist and take over the world and all this kind of stuff like it says in the Bible, right? Well, there's a scene in one of the movies where he's at his birthday party. And those who are susceptible to evil were just drawn to his little boys, right? And so they're all at a birthday party and they hear a voice boom out, "Hey, Damien, this is for you, Damien." And his nurse is at the top of the house. She jumps out, commits suicide. That's what this fool just did for Donald Trump. Like, does Trump even know this dude? So the wifey, man, listen to your wifey. She cut him off like, he didn't know. No, he didn't mean that. See the position the husband put the wife in? Quote, "Don't call us. Chuck didn't say that." He did say that. And then he tried to backtrack and say, well, when I say school shootings, I'm talking about the school shootings where kids don't really get killed. This guy's in Denver, by the way. Now, what's the significance of Denver? You would think that if he's in Denver, he might have a level of sensitivity, but he did not. Just a foolish person. And now the radio show has been canceled. It's been canceled. Oh, my gosh. See? Not everyone. How long have they been doing this show before he blew the deal? I know his wife is pissed. And you guys sometimes listen to your wife, man. Listen, my wife probably couldn't even tell you all the bad ideas. And when I say bad ideas, probably very witty. Probably would have been very entertaining, but maybe bad for other reasons, ideas that I've ran past her. And she's like, "Don't go for that one." I'm like, "Really? That's so, nah, don't do that." I'm like, "You sure?" Yeah, you ever have a great idea and you run it past somebody and they kind of shoot it down and you like, "Oh, they just don't see the vision." He just don't see the vision. Wifey just didn't see she didn't see the humor in it. I can't even tell you so many show topics, so many things over the years. Yeah, I'm running past her. She's like, no. know, Negro. She's like, don't do it. Red alert, red alert. Apparently that show was called Chuck and Julie Show. That sounds like a lot of fun right there. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. And apparently his attempt to recover from the joke wasn't enough, and station management called him in, and the show's already been removed from the headlines. Now, of course, you would think if you live in Denver, you might be a little bit more sensitive, because if you go back to 1999, that's where Columbine is. This fool, Columbine High School, man. And there have been so many shootings, copycat shootings after that. Those two young men have been, in some levels, man, they've been martyred. I kid you not. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Because we're living in the last days in common sense. But in some circles, those two young men are revered. These are dark, dank places on the web you probably never want to go to. I'm not saying I've been to. I've just read about these individuals. And their legacy continues to this day. I'm talking about to this year. Man, there have been so many mass shootings at these schools where either it was a near miss and or it was actually, a shooting that happened. They go back through the files, and at some point, the teenagers that committed these modern day or these more recent shootings were researching about Columbine High School, or were a part some of these parts on the internet, right, where people kind of worship this. Going online to find support to commit a mass shooting. I'm not making it up. And this fool thinks it's funny. 13 people dead. These two white young males came into the school, much like white males came to this continent, and left behind them a lot of pain and misery. History keeps repeating itself, literally. Not good. Not good. So he should have been fired, or at least taken off the air at the very least. I mean, just a lack of sensitivity. And to be honest with you, he meant it. I believe he meant it. He meant it. If a couple kids got to get killed, as long as it's not his kids, maybe they're from the other side of the tracks or something like that. If a couple children have to die in order to give media coverage to Donald Trump, then he's okay with that. If there was he talking all that, if a shooting happened that just took away all attention, he would quietly be very happy about that. And that's because his allegiance to Donald Trump trumps his own morality. See, Trump is his God. I'll say it again. I told you 2 years ago. Donald Trump is the Martin Luther King for his supporters. Oh, you don't believe that? Yeah, given the history of school violence that has plagued our community, the programming decision was made to end the program immediately. I mean, that's what they deserve. Damn fools. You're in Denver, idiot. You're in Denver. A Kenton County prosecutor calls the pardons issued by former Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin abuse of discretion. See, I told you. That's the only thing I have for these people, man. Everybody now thinks that Matt Bevin is a creep. He was a creep from the very beginning. Man, I heard about 5 minutes of one of his campaign speeches, and I knew right then he was a creep. Telling you. Who knows what's in this man's closet? How you going to pardon child molesters, serial abusers, murderers? But when you're governor, hey, y'all made these rules up. We didn't make these rules up. Y'all made the rules up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here is my number, 513-873-7134, if you'd like to share your thoughts. Since at some point, if you're going to be voting, you're going to have to consider one of these individuals that was on the stage last night. I'm going to devote some time so we can actually hear, even if it won't be of its entirety, a series of snippets of what happened last night so we can all have some level of insight as to what's going on. You may not like it. I may not like it, but you're as a black person, as an African American, you're going to have to make a choice. And it is what it is. You're going to vote or you're not. It is what it is. Let me see here. I was looking to see, here it is. So yesterday was a big local story about the so-called Gang of Five. It was on radio last night. I tuned into a little bit of conservative radio. They was running it like with the news every hour, 2-3 times an hour. And, Joe Dieter says that, he's coming across like, well, hey, the auditor suggested it, so we've got to do it. So now Joe Dieters has a prosecutor that's going to be dedicated to looking into whether there be some criminal charges against 5 members of city council. And this is where the politics, man, it's a game. It's a cutthroat game. You know what I'm saying? It's a cutthroat game. And we'll see what Joe Dieter's prosecutors, do I think that criminal charges does this rise to the level of criminal charges? Let me think about this. I would say no. And I mean, couldn't we, so we can just devote prosecutors to special little 1 cases and shit like that now? And if we doing stuff like that, I mean, are there any other cases that maybe we need looked into that maybe have a higher priority? Oh, no, that's just me. But what is your take? 513-873-7134. I'm super looking forward to the conversation later on today at approximately 12:30 p.m. between Joe Gilbert and Donnie B. We'll have Joe Gilbert online via the phone, and he is the filmmaker behind the Trayvon Martin hoax, which I've gotten a chance to watch. If I had to rate it, let me think how I would rate it. And, he's got his big reveal near the end of it. There are parts in which I was absolutely outraged. There are parts in which I thought were interesting. But I think, again, I haven't talked to Donnie B about her perspective, which I think would be interesting. We'll get a chance to do it live on the air, but I think it'll be a very interesting conversation. If you want to view it, there is a flyer going around. You can watch the trailer and you'll get a sense of, where he's coming from. And there's some parts of it that kind of like made me feel like creeped out. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, oh boy. There were some other parts that made me think, okay, so if this is true, why hasn't anybody else brought it up? But I'm not going to give any details. I just want to tease it for you for later. Maybe a little midday flow, something interesting for you to get into, or maybe even revealing. I don't know. If I was the Martin family, I would be upset. I'd be very upset. I'm a bit upset, a little bit upset for the Martin family after viewing it. But if you're the Martin family, I totally 100% understand why you would not like this. I 100% get it. And if you view it, then you'll know why as well. If you listen to the conversation today, again at 12:30, and that conversation is scheduled to start promptly when the show begins. So again, you can always check it out later. You don't have to view it live. All right, yeah, special prosecutor too. We can just name special prosecutors just like that. That's what we doing out here. And is this serious? I mean, yeah, it's serious. Some of these folks might be talking about running for re-election. And we've been talking about how they, and fill in the blank as to who you think they is in Cincinnati, how they are not happy about Tamaya Denard and her brand of leadership. Is this a part of a plot? Is this a plot? I don't know. Is it political? Oh, hell yeah. There's no doubt about this. This is very political. See, 100%. Let me see what's next here. Dieter said Thursday that he consulted with Mayor John Cranley and City Solicitor Paula Muthing, and all agreed to petition the county common pleas court to appoint a special prosecutor because of potential conflict of interest. Quote, some people will say this is political, but it's not. This is Dieter's, a Republican. He said it at his news conference yesterday. Dieter's writes, once the state auditor made a referral, I had to do something. Did he legally have to do something, or he felt compelled to do something? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, wasn't it just simply a request that Dieters could have said no to? He could have said, yeah, we'll look into it. We decided not to. See, but Dieter says he believes the 5 broke the law. I think they clearly violated the Sunshine Law. What they did was dumb and arrogant. See here. In his referral, Faber, also a Republican, said the 5 recklessly did an act expressly forbidden by law. Yeah, I get it. You know, as a black person, I fully understand our relationship with the law. And, you know, there's a lot of laws that seem like they're targeted. Some laws are better than others. And then sometimes people can be ensnared by a law. And that really wasn't the full purpose of it. But what did city council do? Well, essentially, they had text messages. And since there was at least a majority, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Because they're supposed to deal with the business in front of the public, which I'm all for. I love that idea. That's great. It's the way it should be. Do everything in public. A misdemeanor conviction would be punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $750 fine, Dieter said, while a felony conviction bars a person from holding public office. A misdemeanor conviction does not. So if the Gang of Five, so-called Gang of Five, have a felony conviction, that means that what? That means that Tamaya Denard cannot run for re-election. She can't hold political office. That means that P.G. Sittenfield cannot hold public office. That would mean that Greg Landsman cannot hold public office. Now, I don't know what Wendell Young's, I haven't heard any rumors, nothing in the news or anything about his plans after city council. I know he had some real serious health issues. He might be sick of y'all. He might be sick of all this shit. He might just go somewhere and chill. You know what I'm saying? In his fine tailored clothing. Chris Seelbach, I don't know. I haven't read or kept up. I know he was running an organization. I think he's not doing that anymore. So I'm not really sure. But at least on those 3, there's at least a likelihood and or the rumors that they might run for a city council or run for some other elected office. And I think that's the point. What else is here? Brian Shrive, who just seems like a sniveling little human being to me, but I don't know the man. The point of this lawsuit from the get-go was to make sure that the people of Cincinnati knew what their government was doing. Well, I mean, we know what they was doing because they went out and did it. See, that's the other thing about it. It's kind of like the intent and the impact. So it wasn't like in the Gang of Five text messages, as I remember, because I don't remember them all or really any of them, but in overall, I get a gist of, you remember what was said. But essentially, they were strategizing about what to do in terms of dealing with the mayor and his desire to get rid of the former black city manager, Harry Black. That's what they was texting each other about. And what they were texting matched what they did. You know, I could see if it was some subterfuge or some deception. Then it's like, okay, and I don't understand why anybody would do that. Why would you all text together something and then go do something different in front of the city? That's not what happened. That really wouldn't make any sense, actually, more I think about it. But I guess people have to make their own decisions as to how much of an impact you think this is. Now, whatever you think, not being able to run for election and or having criminal charges filed against you is something that people will consider. It is what it is. When they're thinking about voting for you or future elections, you just got a felony conviction, even if it's for some BS. There's plenty of people out there that got BS on their record, but it still holds them back. Pat writes, good morning. Pamela writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Sharp writes, TGIF. Tracy writes first, because she was first. Yeah, we had a couple. I had a stream up earlier, and I inadvertently canceled it. Sorry about it. It wasn't Spreaker. It was me. Kelly writes, good morning. Clue Magic writes, good morning, the Choppers. Angela writes, 3rd time's the charm, right. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate. Mason Marley writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. TGIF. Hashtag 5 to 8%. White Christians want Trump removed. Hashtag Ukraine's on God's membrane. Hashtag first day of school feeling. It's good to know you're feeling good, brother. That's good to hear. I love hearing that. CJ writes, good morning, all. Angela's writes, we've got serious matters to talk about with regards to taxpayer money. Jared writes, good morning, hashtag team and I. Angela writes, accompany your kids to Kenwood or keep them at home. The mall is not your daycare. I agree 100%. I don't want my daughter at the mall. Yeah. What you at the mall for? Jimmy 2 times writes, damn, thought I was late. Started reading the newspaper. Angela writes, debates, Negroes out, gay married white man showcased. Is that what it was? Pete Buttigieg. Tracy writes, Kenwood Mall. Right, correct, Kenwood Mall. That was where you used to hang out at? What mall did I hang out at? I used to go to Forest Fair Mall on Saturdays. It used to be just full of teenagers. They had like a little game room and like a cheap movie theater. The movie theater was like $1 or $2 or some shit like that. Whatever mall did I hang out at? I don't know. It just seems like I was at the mall more when I was younger. Buying clothes, going to movies. Because, you know, you could do it all at one shop. Now the world is so different. Like, I don't have to go to the mall to see movies. I got a Fire Stick. So, and I don't really have time for movies outside of like watching something with my son and daughter. Like for me, I don't really have time for that. I'm going to get maybe a little time here or there. And I don't really want to make time for a movie unless it's really, really good. Like if I'm going to sit 2 hours. When I was younger, I was less discerning. My palate was younger, so I was just hungry for whatever, trying to figure out what I was into. Now I know what I'm into. I'm into my Fire Stick. I make my own damn popcorn. And I can watch all the movies for free from the comfort of my own dwelling. It's even better. Brenda writes, happy Friday. Sharp writes, Tower Place, Tri-County, Tower Place. I did not really hang out in Tower Place, but growing up in Warner Hills, Tower Place is right downtown. I used to shop down there. And Tower Place was never like a real attractive spot for me, for whatever reason. Forego Christmas and hold onto your coins. The transit tax is DOA. Tracy writes that this is a good idea. F these wild ass kids. That's how we're going to do our people now. We're going to call them wild ass kids. That's what we're doing out here now, Tracy. Wild ass kids. Those are our babies. Why did Angela write here? He said here. Cassandra writes, hey, Choppers, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Brother Muzon writes, good morning for the second time. Mason Mahler writes, speaking of talking about important things, parents are selected and not elected. Do your damn job and F the dumb-ish. Clumagic writes, after last year's fiasco with the sheer amount of kids roaming the mall, they call themselves being proactive with this approach. They were overwhelmed last year. Well, it definitely shows that there's a need, or at least a desire for teenagers to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Where do you go hang out if you're a teenager in Cincinnati? If you want to leave your house, other than the church now. Oh, they got programs over at the church. Other than the church. But I don't know. I mean, the church can be a great hangout. I think it's all about, what do teenagers do? There are no teen clubs in the city, are there? No, there aren't any like teen clubs, 18, 19. I guess you can go over to like Mount Adams, but I'm talking about black teens. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21, because if you're 21, you're going where the alcohol is. Where do you go to hang out? If you're 16, 17, and you just want to socialize with other teenagers, I mean, I guess you get involved with like your church, because the churches will do like teen night and stuff like that. Everybody supervises, and then teenagers can interact and do what they do under the guise of God and the deacons. Brother Muzon writes, I'm surprised that Kenwood Mall is allowing teens back in after that last brawl caught on tape. Tracy writes, I watched it, snooze fest. You talking about the Trayvon Martin hoax? You ain't feeling it, huh? It's kind of interesting. Miss Tiffany writes, I have Life 360 on my 10-year-old's phones. My daughter's 18 now. I'm trying to get her to accept it on her phone. Tracy writes, Kenwood Mall can't stop these teens from going to the mall. That's discrimination. Well, the thing about it is that's private property. So they can pretty much set the rules as long as they're in accordance with the law. So they're not saying that you can't be a black teen. They're just saying you can't be a teenager. And they're going to be IDing people and checking people and making sure that you are the age that you say you are. Is that too far? I would say two things. I might do something different, but I can understand the decision they took, especially after what happened last year, because they're thinking about the customer experience. You know, this is a message. This is not just a proactive measure to ensure that teenagers don't act up. This is also a signal to potential shoppers that this will be a safe place. Yeah, we know you heard about what happened last year. The teenagers run amok, but this year we blocked them. So you can come in here and spend that money with us. So from that standpoint, I completely understand why they're doing it. Because who wants to go, you trying to do your shopping? Who out here was like, yeah, I got to go to Kenwood Mall? Who out here even remembered what happened last year at Kenwood Mall? That's the other thing. Mason Mahler writes, Cory Booker knew the rules before the debate started. This particular debate was based on candidates with more than single digits of support. Can't cry now. Well, the question is, are the rules that the Democrats created, do they have an unintended impact? Or was Cory Booker and Kamala Harris, despite their race or perceived race, just not the kind of candidates that attracted people? Well, you tell me. Clue Magic writes, that sounds like some Republican psychobabble bullish. I'm sure Chuck would have been the first to offer his thoughts and prayers. Renee's in the house. She writes, good morning. Mason Mahler writes, sounds like a group of very fine people, doesn't it? And with that, we'll go to our first break. I'm live, I'm local, and I'm vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, NathanIvey.com.
With Renew Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the backed by popular demand this Christmas, the free Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m. An opportunity to rewrite your spiritual health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. Join me for this Christmas Train the Trainer Masterclass this Sunday, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. 10:45 a.m., Big Pancake Breakfast. 11:35, the Train the Trainer Follow-Up Masterclass. Free book and materials included. 1 p.m., light luncheon and refreshments. Take this opportunity to rewrite your spiritual, health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. See you this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m., 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. For more information, call 513-681-3340.
People are always talking about the stock market, always looking to invest in a good opportunity, something with the potential to grow. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock where you invest to make money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for everybody. I could be the first college graduate in my family, the first district attorney for my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there will be a second and a third. This can really be the start of something. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
I'm Charlie Winburn with Renew Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the... Hello, I'm Charlie Winburn with Renew Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the backed by popular demand this Christmas, the free Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m. An opportunity to rewrite your spiritual health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. Join me for this Christmas Train the Trainer Masterclass this Sunday, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. 10:45 a.m., Big Pancake Breakfast. 11:35, the Train the Trainer Follow-Up Masterclass. Free book and materials included. 1 p.m., light luncheon and refreshments. Take this opportunity to rewrite your spiritual, health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. See you this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m., 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. For more information, call 513-681-3340.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Live, local, and vocal. I want to remind you that the Cincinnati Police Department has open enrollment. I'm going to post a link that will take you directly to a place where you can get more information directly from the city of Cincinnati and their website, but also get some FAQs answered for those who might be interested. Now, if you're interested in a career in law enforcement with the Cincinnati Police Department, you've got to be at least 21 years of age. You must have a valid driver's license, and you must be eligible to work in these United States. And the Cincinnati Police Department are looking for individuals that have numerous skills. They're looking for college grads or folks that've got college credits. They're looking for people who speak various language. Are you bilingual? That's an asset as the demographics in the city of Cincinnati start to change. Yeah, they're looking for people that have experience in social media, data management. If that sounds like you or someone that you know, please follow the link. Hey, hold on one second here. I want to post it for you right here inside the Chop Shop. And it's also on my Facebook page right now. And you can just follow the link. Are you interested on more details about the physical requirements? Follow the link. Follow the link right now. Are you interested in the details on some of the psychological evaluations and the kind of questions that they're going to ask you? Well, I say be prepared. Be prepared. Follow the link. Good morning. Welcome back. Yeah, so Charlie Winburn is going to extend it to this Sunday Train the Trainer event. I stopped out there for a short amount of time, and it was packed. I ran into a lot of familiar faces. Shout out to Crystal. Miss Nettie called me this morning as I was preparing the show. As I said, I had a series of things. We didn't talk too long, but I ran into Miss Nettie, and it was really good to see everybody. And it was the first time I had been to Renew Community Church. I know it's not too far from where I am. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. When Forest Fair discriminated against black teens about 10 years ago, they quickly backpedaled when it hit the news. These malls don't want no smoke. Y'all see what we did with Tri-County? Well, you're right. The malls don't want any smoke because all over the country, malls are dying. Why are malls dying? Well, malls are dying because of Jeff Bezos and Amazon Prime and the internet. The tide has shifted. There was a time when most Americans, especially around Christmas, they would leave their homes and they would go to their area mall. You don't have to do that shit no more. Now, you can browse online. Hell, and now, what's happening is sometimes you'll find deals that are online that are not in the store. And these companies do that because they're trying to push people to go to their website, because not only do they get the point of purchase, right, but they also get what? They get your data. They get your data. They get your email address. They get your phone number. They get your digital thumbprint. They start to track you and follow you when you're online. Have you ever noticed where you may be searching for something and you go to a website for an item and then you get back on Facebook and all of a sudden advertisements or coupons for that particular item, maybe even that particular specific item, are now coming up in your stream? Yeah, that's valuable. So now they'll track you. They'll track you all over the internet to all your social media. That's far more valuable than you just walking in the store. So a lot of people aren't doing it. So if these malls want to stay open, they want to have inviting spaces where people want to come safe. And I think that's the reason why they decided to publicize this curfew and let people know. It's less about being punitive or even being proactive, right? It's more about sending that message that it's safe to shop in public. Yeah, the other thing is the safety of it. Why even, you go on social media, you see all these videos of people acting wild and crazy, fighting over the last item, people getting trampled. Why? You don't have to deal with all of that. You can sit in your home, on your ass, in your favorite chair, with your phone in your hand, and you can order whatever you want from a safe distance. It's great. Tracy writes, I will stick with the Amazon mall. Clue Magic writes, online retailers are the mall killers. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And at some point in the future, people won't even be going to the store to shop for their food. You're going to sit your ass at home, order it online. They're going to deliver straight to your house. You might cut the cost and go sit in the parking lot. They'll bring it straight up to your car. Can you put that in the back seat, please? Oh, we got you, sir. Sir, oh, what? Great customer service. Loving it. You know what I'm saying? That's the new reality. That is the new reality. So these malls better do something to make people want to go to them. Angela writes, it's private property. They can set the rules. That's what you'll find out. If you go to a mall and the people who are in charge of the mall decide they want you to leave, the moment they ask you to leave that you decide to resist, you're trespassing. You'll find out real quick you don't have no rules. You don't have no rights. You don't have no rights because you might be in public, but it's not public. Every shop you go into, including a grocery store, you're a guest, and they allow you to be in there. You could be in Kroger today, and someone comes to you. It could be completely mistaken identity, and they ask you to leave, you're leaving. We'll sort all the other shit out later, but right here, right now, you are leaving. One way or another. Mason Marlin writes, those are their babies. Where are the parents, or where is the fear of God of their parents that would make them think before doing some dumb-ish? If I act a fool at Kenwood Mall, my father would kill me. My grandma would be DIA. Kermir writes, recreation center, that's where kids hang out. Is that right? Recreation center? I know the city council put an effort to putting more money into and keeping the doors open in some of the area rec centers because of what was happening, right? The violence. Is that working? Mason Marler writes, Dieters, what did Dennis Green say? They are what we thought they were. I wonder if the two African Americans supporting Joe Dieters in this campaign video think about this. Lay with dogs, you catch fleas. Jimmy Two Times writes, dereliction of duty is a second-degree misdemeanor. They can run later. Is that right? Jimmy Two Times writes, the gangified prosecution is equal parts political and necessary. Moral of the story is don't break the law. Damn. I hear you with the whole don't break the law thing, but as a black man in America, I'm not saying that you shouldn't obey the laws. What I'm saying is there are laws that are targeted specifically for two reasons. People that they want to target it to and people they want to make an example out of. And all I'm saying is, as a taxpayer, all this money for court costs and going back and forth, I get it, But ultimately, where does this end? Now, you'll say, well, it'll send a message. It'll send a message for the next city council members to make sure that 5 of them don't go on there and start sending text messages. And I still say, I understand the rules, but ultimately, I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. TNT writes, the comments, well, I'll take that back. It's not that I don't see what the problem is. Let me be very specific. I'm wondering what the overall impact of this alleged crime is. That's what I'm wondering. What is the impact? Kermir writes, Dieter's hired special prosecutor for Judge Tracy Hunter. That's Dieter's MO. Correct. That's his MO to keep his hands dirty or keep his hands clean. Tony writes, good morning, Nate. No telling what Matt Bevin has done to those African kids he has. Dude emanates creep. He does. Matt Bevin reminds me of the Rutger Hauer character in Surviving the Game. That movie from 1999 with Ice-T. And Rutger Hauer, he seemed like the nicest guy there, man. Then he just flipped. He just couldn't keep the pretense up anymore. You know what's really happening. If that dude gets the nomination, Issa, no for me, dog. That's Angela. Top of the morning to you, Cam. Miss Greetings writes greetings. Angela writes, Pete Buttigieg had more support than Kamala and Corey. Let that sink in. Right. Tracy writes, I think Dieters is doing this to take our eyes off of Fanon, Muzone. Well, it's free press. I mean, that just comes with the office. So if he's got these big profile cases, he'll get more time in front of the whole county. It's all about name recognition. He's won how many elections? So you know he's got a big base of support. And so he gets some free press out of it. Could be. Brother Muzone writes, do y'all think it's a coincidence that Dieters wants to charge the 5 Democrats locally because of what's going on nationally with impeachment? The timing of it is suspect to me. I don't put shit past that clown of a prosecutor. So you're saying it's kind of like, oh, nationally y'all going after Trump. So locally we're going to start going after people we can go after. I don't know. I mean, maybe, could be. I don't know if it's that. I think it's more like, just think about the impact of this. So think about this hypothetically. Let's say that the 5 members of city council who comprise the so-called Gang of 5, let's say they are prosecuted and found guilty of a felony. What's the impact of that? What would that impact? Okay, it would have an impact on what? The local political scene. It would have an impact on the upcoming city council races. And it would have an impact on the upcoming mayoral race, if in fact Sittenfeld runs for mayor. But let's assume for the sake of this argument that he is. So now you got a felony. You can't even run for office anymore. Who does that open up the door for? The Republican Party. Friends who like the Republican Party. That's what opens up. So that's when people say it's political, then but I saw this initially. You know, it is what it is. That's the politics of it. Like somebody slips on a banana peel or does something dumb, and then the other party pounces upon it to try to inflict as much damage as possible. And that's what they're doing. TNT writes, well, the gay community know how to stick together, so why not Buttigieg? Mason Muller writes, what's wrong with DoorDash, Tracy? I use it at least twice a week at work, not filling the food at the office kiosk. See, Tanika, I would not mind canned goods delivered. However, meat, I want to pick out myself. I feel you, Pat. My mother's the same way. My mother won't give up touching her food. I'm like, Mom, you getting older now. You got this cane. You ain't got no car. Why are you trying to go to the store yourself? Why don't you let me do that? Then I was like, you know what? Yo, better. Let me get you a Kroger account so you can sit at home, and as you decide what you want, boom, you put it on your list, And, you don't even have to walk inside the store. This woman can barely walk sometimes. But she has to walk to the store and touch everything herself. That's old school. I can't even get mad about it because that's old school. She wants to touch her own greens. They don't know how to pick no greens, she told me. I'm like, Ma, there might be some variations, but it's pretty much going to be whatever the store has, right? You'll be okay, but she can't give it up. I never learned the backward skate, so I had to vacate to the dance floor. Yeah, how do people backward skate? If it's private property, they should be able to say no black teens are down there. That would be discrimination. The mall, private or public, cannot discriminate against any groups. Well, they're not per se. They're not. Minors don't have the same rights as adults. That's number one. So if an establishment says that we want all minors to be accompanied by adults, the way they should be anyway. I don't know. Maybe somebody has challenged that. I haven't done the research on it. I don't know. I do not know. All right, let me move on here. 513. Okay, yeah, got that. 513-873-7134. That is my number. If you like to transform your brainwaves into internet, we'll say digital brainwaves this morning, to internet or into digital waves this morning. I'll be your conduit. You've got the number. Does anybody have any relatives in Cleveland? Because somebody hit the lottery for like $370 million in Cleveland. I've been paying attention to all my in-laws, like social media accounts, and I haven't detected anything different. Because that's going to change your patterns. You win $370 million, your social media patterns are going to change, I think. So check your relatives. Make sure you don't have a rich person in your family. Because I'm sure if you find that happen, you might be going to Cleveland. You might be on your way up there. Is the Bengals season over yet? Oh, no, that's right. They got the Browns this week. Yeah. I think that's the last game. Speaking of games, I know the Lakers lost last night in a close one. It is what it is. It's going to be competitive. I don't care how good you are. You're playing a game with nothing but the best talent. You're not going to win all of that. Yeah, it's been fun to watch, though. Back to your chat. Renee writes, good morning. Mason, the evangelicals comprise 25% of the Cheetos voting bloc. This is huge. Is that right? Clue Magic writes, the Oldman trilogy scared the shit out of me as a kid. Clue Magic writes, he just wanted a demonstration of school shooting, huh? Right. TNT writes, good morning. Brother Mazone writes, do y'all think I think I read that already. I think Deezer is trying to take her eyes off of Fanon. I think I'm catching up here. I read some of this. The comments on his page are hateful from what I hear. I can't bring myself to listen to it. I support DB, but not that clown. I feel you. Totally understand. I haven't seen the comments on his page. I would imagine there, because it's that whole, there's a part of the video at the very beginning, I'm talking about the Trayvon Martin hoax, in which, he invests some time into, he would probably say, giving a more accurate portrayal of George Zimmerman. And, of course, George Zimmerman's story, in which he was acquitted on the charges, was that and the story kind of changed, actually, because I was reminded after watching the video, or his story changed. So the conventional wisdom was that when he got out of the car, speaking of George Zimmerman, that George Zimmerman was going to follow Trayvon Martin. But George Zimmerman says he didn't really know where Trayvon Martin was, but he was looking for him. So it's almost splitting hairs, right? So he was looking for him, but he wasn't following him because he didn't know where he was. So he spotted Trayvon, called 911. 911 asked him, which way did he go? He says he gets out of the car because he wanted to be a good Samaritan and to be able to give them some accurate directions. So he went, I guess, ostensibly walking in the same direction as this figure, this person who turned out to be Trayvon Martin, or allegedly. But he was just trying to find directions. He claims in the video that he couldn't find Trayvon. And as he's walking back to his car, Trayvon Martin comes over to him. Trayvon Martin comes over to him and basically punches him in the nose and breaks his nose, and they get into an altercation. And there was an audio clip of somebody screaming out at least 14 times, "Help me, help me," it was just like blood curdling. And a white female witness, she says that she heard the screams, and then she heard the shot, and she didn't hear no screams anymore. So she said she deduced that the person that was screaming was the person that was shot. She didn't see it. This is her deduction. This was one of the so-called witnesses. She was a witness, but she didn't see anything. She heard something. And that's what happened, and George Zimmerman says that he forgot he had his weapon on him. And then in the scuffle, he's reminded of it because either his hand or Trayvon Martin's hands brushes against it. They struggle for the gun. He comes up with it, and he shoots him. That's what he's saying. And that's just the first 5 minutes of it. He doesn't really get into the Trayvon Martin hoax, the crux of it, until he's on a journey, which is quite interesting, until mid to second part of it. And what he comes up with is, again, I'll reserve it for the conversation later. See. Dieters, I think I read that. This lady is coughing in my office. I am so pissed. Are you pissed because she is what? Loud? Or because she's not covering her mouth and she's infecting everybody? Tracy writes, my 18-year-old hangs out at his 2 jobs. I know that's right. I just have 2 jobs. In the olden days, we used to get skate coupons to use during the holiday break. Roller World, Royals back in my day, paratroopers, and White Lightning wheels. Somebody writes, too much ADHD, ODD, lead poisoning, and general lack of parental involvement. That's a hell of a parallel you draw, Brother Muzone, but the theory definitely fits the narrative. Is that right? Google whatever you want, and a coupon or special will show up 9 times out of 10 in your advertising or Facebook stream. Right. See here. It is suspect. Can we get the Attorney General to indict Dieters for his email exchange with Justice Pat DeWine, fulfilling favors to employ DeWine's family member? Sounds like unlawful interest in a public contract. Same shit he hit Judge Hunter on. Is Dieters and DeWine above the law? Yeah, they are. Dieters is above the law. Yes, because he is the law. I am the law. Okay, that wasn't Stallone's voice. That was Dieters. Remember that? Judge Dredd, I am the law. He is the law. He is above it, yes. All the mistaken orders are dashers eating your food, could be. Let me see. The way they all curved the reparations questions yesterday, they all can kick rocks to me at Mason. But Buttigieg did speak to its relevance, while Biden had an irrelevant rant about nothing, and Klobuchar used it to change the subject and attack Buttigieg. F her. Yeah, I'm not an Amy Klobuchar person. It's like, why? Who told her to run? What makes you think? I mean, listen, do you? I'm not here to tell anybody not to do them, but Nathan, she is in my personal office, sick and coughing. Damn. I feel you on that. Is she at least covering her damn mouth? I'm amazed at the adults out here who don't know how to cover their mouth and don't know how to be, I don't know, uncouth ass. And again, I get it, TNT. I totally understand. I understand. Martin family, I get it. You know, you've already lost enough. And this mofo making videos, alleging stuff. The pure insidiousness of this movement. This is what is to be deemed normal. This lady identifies as a man, yet gives birth to a child. What man gets pregnant? Make it make sense and true to form. The face of this mental illness is Negroes. When will y'all learn? I give up. You people are hopeless. And what am I looking at here? Trans couple Miles and Precious Davis. Miles was born female, but now identifies as male. And Precious was born male, but now identifies as female. Miles was pregnant by Precious, and he had a baby. Buck breaking film coming soon. Listen, we are in the era where you can't get too caught up in what other people are doing. You know, I can't explain this, and I'm not even going to try to explain it. I ain't even going to try to explain it. Because people will say, well, if you identify as a female, why are you having a child? People will say that, right? And I understand the question. But what I'm here to say is that the answer is never going to satisfy you because you just don't understand. I guess you got to be in those shoes. You just don't understand. And to me, okay, you give that up, but it is what it is. 8-year-old tops YouTubers list of high earners with $26 million. Have you ever heard of Ryan's World? Because my son has. His name is Ryan Kajad. These are very smart people. His son has a channel called Ryan's World with 22.9 million subscribers. And they earned $26 million. So essentially, it started as a YouTube show, but man, the brand, this Ryan's World brand is so much bigger than that now. And it started with like a kid review of kid toys. And then it's morphed into this whole universe. I mean, they got products in like major stores. You can go to Walmart and pick up Ryan's World. And how do I know? My son, and I don't know how he got into it. I think he got into it from the commercials. Like, you know, he'll be watching some kid stuff and they'll show a commercial of Walmart and it's some Walmart toys. I don't know how he got hip to Ryan's World. I have no idea. It's on YouTube. I really don't know. And Ryan plays with toys, and it's wholesome. I mean, I've watched a lot of it to try to glean anything. It seems all wholesome. His father is there, his mother's there, they're all in his world, and they've created a whole brand worth millions of dollars. And it's all from the son playing, his two sons playing with toys. Man, now they got spinoffs and television shows and all kind of stuff. My son was successful in manipulating my wife to take him to Walmart so he could get some toy that he saw on Ryan's World. And he pulled it off like a ninja, like a real ninja, moving with stealth and guile. All under the guise of one of his little classmates, right? One of his little classmates was having a birthday party. And I didn't even know the little boy was cool with my son. I didn't know anything about the boy. My son just had to go to his birthday party. Got to go to the birthday party. I'm like, okay, we'll take you to the birthday party. It was his first little going somewhere to the birthday party. He didn't give a damn about the birthday party. But the subterfuge was to go to Walmart to get a present for his classmate. But the real plan was while he was there was to get this toy from Ryan's World. My wife said, yeah, what are we going to get? She said she was in the car. And she's like, man, we got to get this little classmate a gift. And my son blurts out, let's go to Walmart. She's like, what? Yeah, Walmart, Mom. Next thing she knows, she's at Walmart. And she gets the gifts for the child in his class. And gets my son this toy from Ryan's World. And I don't even know what the toy was. I think he still has it. These kids manipulate the hell out of you, man. My wife is susceptible to it. I guess I am too. The bunk, that's bunk because countless white trans couples have had babies the same way. Don't put that BS on black people. It's all bullshit, black or white. Kermir writes, society is focused on changing our genders. Climatic writes, just go spray her with Lysol, Tracy. Make it rain on her. I mean, is that impolite? So you're in your office. Somebody comes in coughing and coughing. You are not impolite if you say, "Oh my God," and you just spray Lysol into the air. I don't think you're not out of order. I think that's acceptable. TNT writes, if they cannot respectively articulate real issues that matter to us like they do for other demographics, Latinos, Latinx, gay and lesbian women, millennials, rural, suburban, small businesses and corporations, please don't tell me that they can't speak specifics to black people, especially when we are the base of the Democrat Party. Racker, I agree completely. What else would I say? I would say, so in some communities, so we're talking about gender and identity in the black community, but they're also talking about gender and identity in the Latino community, because right now they got this new term, what is it, Latinx. And it's supposed to be a term that generally encompasses male, female, and also different gender orientations. So it's like a one catchphrase. Like if you're a heterosexual person, Latin descent, Latinx. If you're a transgender person of Latin descent, Latinx, right? If you're a male, female, doesn't matter. And there's some discussion within that culture about whether that's appropriate or not. I just thought I'd bring it up because we act like we are the only ones that had these kind of conversations. We're not the only culture to be pulled upon by a dominant culture or to have suspicions that those kind of things are happening. Actually, blacks will be in for a rude awakening if they fall for the same BS they fell for during the 2016 election and don't get out and vote. See Donald Trump. If you're a one-issue voter, you're being intellectually dishonest about the realities of the American political system in 2019, heading into 2020. He writes, I'm just saying. Is that right? Is that right? Let me see here. Somebody writes, it's the Electoral College. Yeah, it certainly is. Yep, it is the Electoral College. Good morning to you, 513-873-7134. Thank you for being here. I'm inside the chop shop here. Yeah. FC Cincinnati City strike parking garage deal. Somebody writes, what the F is it with this county and sports arenas? It's the mentality of the voters. It's the mentality of the voters, and it's the opportunity to get development. Somebody says, so here's the other side of this. Would things be better in the West End if FC Cincinnati was not in the process of building their new stadium there? Would that be better for the people there? I don't know. Would someone else have come in and put the kind of monies into developing any parts of the West End the way FC Cincinnati is? And does it all matter? Like, at the end of the day, is this going to be a deal that makes more people money? Something tells me no. Something tells me absolutely not, but we'll find out together. What is this here? So KG is being a hater. Oh, yeah, I did see that with KG. He's got some nerve, man. New York City to pay $625,000 to a black woman after cops ripped her baby away. Is this the sister who was at the What was going on? Yeah. She was at a social services office in Brooklyn. And she was seated on the floor with her baby in her arms. And there was no more available space. And because there wasn't any space, the cops demanded her to leave. And when she didn't leave, a struggle ensued. And it was all caught on video by a bystander. And in the video, you can see her on the floor on her back as officers wrestled her and took her baby from her. So she's going to get paid $625,000. Those officers was dead wrong. Like, you got to consider the circumstances. Somebody down here is sitting with their baby to get social services business. That means they really need it. And they don't need you making this situation worse. Oh, boy. I'm not mad at her. $625,000, I guess. Terrence, if you're listening, man, next year we'll have to chop it up and get you to call in and perhaps come to the studio and give us your platform. We'd like to know. What is this? Oh, you funny, Brian. I saw that, huh? I see it. I see the little meme you made there, Brian. I see it. There's a lot of good teams in the NFL and the NBA right now. Not the NFL, but a lot of good teams in the NBA. That's good. Complaint filed with state to look into Cincinnati's TIF district money. The complaint is from Michelle Dillingham. Oh, man. So I'm looking at Tamaya Denard's page. She writes, there was a lot of discussion and controversy around City Council's decision to move forward with adding additional TIF districts to the city of Cincinnati. I voted no on all of the TIF districts with the exception of one. Is that right? She was outvoted, she says, on City Council. CPS and the city are deadlocked, but 15 new TIF districts have been approved. Now, was there a study done on the impact? Council voted 7-1 to create 14 of the 15 new TIFs, with Tamaya Denard voting no, citing transparency concerns and that TIFs had not been used to create a more equitable city. It looks like Washington Park, to some degree, benefited from TIF districts. Council approved 15 new districts in Camp Washington, College Hill, the East End, Columbia, Tusculum, Mount Airy, Mount Auburn, North Fairmount, Northside, Pleasant Ridge, Riverside, Roselawn, South Cummingsville, South Fairmont, Spring Grove Village, the West End, and Westwood. Quite interesting. Are TIF districts good? Does Tamaya Denard have a point? She said so far it hasn't led to a more equitable Cincinnati. Is there a way to develop while also being more equitable? Should that be the goal? Tell me. 15 new TIF districts, which I suspect include capital gains tax credit opportunity zones. Very interesting. FC Cincinnati Garage, the Tower, Macy's $1 land deal. Again, these people costing already strapped cities millions for their dumbass actions. I agree completely. Man. Mason Marler writes, so are we talking about reparations before education, before investments in the black community? Blacks can marry who they want, unlike gays of the past. Blacks don't need DACA unless Hispanics, unlike Hispanics of the past. Blacks live in rural America, own businesses, and are CEOs of corporations. But you are going to hold your vote over reparations? That lacks logic, given the other needs that can be directly addressed right now. Be intellectually honest with the people, and they will follow. I'm just saying, people know the real and use sound logic to cast a vote. Education is undefeated, he writes. I agree, but there's some people, for them, reparations is like the only issue. That's just how they are. And I would say that somebody needs to be like that, so there it is. We had our quota. Somebody's got to play that role, so there it is. Let me take another quick break. 513-873-7134. We'll be right back.
People are always talking about the stock market, always looking to invest in a good opportunity, something with the potential to grow. So what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock where you invest to make money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for everybody. I could be the first college graduate in my family, the first district attorney from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there will be a second and a third. This can really be the start of something. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Hello, I'm Charlie Winburn with Renew Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the backed by popular demand this Christmas, the free Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m. An opportunity to rewrite your spiritual health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. Join me for this Christmas Train the Trainer Masterclass this Sunday, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. 10:45 a.m., Big Pancake Breakfast. 11:35, the Train the Trainer Follow-Up Masterclass. Free book and materials included. 1 p.m., light luncheon and refreshments. Take this opportunity to rewrite your spiritual, health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. See you this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m., 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. For more information, call 513-681-3340. Hello, I'm Charlie Winburn with Renew Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the backed by popular demand this Christmas, the free Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m. An opportunity to rewrite your spiritual health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. Join me for this Christmas Train the Trainer Masterclass this Sunday, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. 10:45 a.m., Big Pancake Breakfast. 11:35, the Train the Trainer Follow-Up Masterclass. Free book and materials included. 1 p.m., light luncheon and refreshments. Take this opportunity to rewrite your spiritual, health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. See you this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m., 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. For more information, call 513-681-3340.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. A beautiful Friday. A beautiful day to be alive. Broadcasting live from beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm Nathan Ivey. Good morning. Let me throw my number out to the ether. 513-873-7134. Did you watch any of the debate last night? Do you have any opinion that you'd like to share? Of course, you always have your Miranda rights, the right to remain entertained and silent. Good morning. It would be better if the banks didn't redline, the city was inclusive, and builders weren't greedy. I agree. I agree. TIF districts are coming. I'm sure people that know how to take advantage of such things will do so. Yeah, I'm happy to see that. I remember that video. They ripped this little girl, this little baby boy from his mother because now they took a situation that never really had to be there. And tried to rip this woman's baby away up in New York. She was at a social services office. And I guess the way it works is like if you don't have a seat available, then you can't sit on the floor. I guess they want to bring some organization to it because if they let her do that, they got to let everybody do that. And now, where's the cutoff? And she didn't take to it too kindly. They end up forcibly taking her child from her hands from her arms, and it just looked bad. It was just a really, really bad look. I'll never forget it. It just made the law enforcement officers just not look good. And it looked like we don't care and we'll do whatever we want to do to you. What is this? The Kindness Council? I like this. It's a good idea. It's about helping people how they need help. Okay. Is that right? I think I'm for that. Let me see. TNT writes, reparations is everything. Education, economic advancement, and more important, reconciliation for the crimes committed to nations of African people for centuries. They will do their education for all, healthcare for all. I want to know what the F they will do for just us. And if there is no plan for just us, then F them, she writes. I'm not telling you what I think. It is what I know. The Democrats need to surge in voters like they have for Barack Obama, and they don't get it with old crusty Biden or Bernie, who lived through segregation, or Klobuchar, who believes rural and suburban America is all that matters. If they don't have someone black as their VP, they can consider the race over. Well, maybe Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams most recently said, look, she ain't going to say no to it. She said, I'm doing work right now, but, I mean, that would be historic, and I would never shut the door on history. That's what she said. And I think Stacey Abrams would make a fine executive. Why not? All right, let me give you some sense of what happened last night with the Democrat debates. I've got an audio clip for you, and it's just a couple minutes, maybe a few minutes long. I don't have to play all of it. If it gets too boring, I'm going to chime in. But just so we understand, so you've heard a little bit of what happened, and you can consider these some of the highlights.
Okay.
Just waving to you, Joe.
I know.
Saying hello.
I know.
What we have to do is we have to stop being obsessed over impeachment, which unfortunately strikes many Americans like a ball game where you know what the score is going to be, and start actually digging in and solving the problems that got Donald Trump elected in the first place.
Andrew Yang.
President Trump thinks that he should not be impeached. He should be not scared to put forward his own witnesses.
We've now seen the impact of corruption, and that's what's clearly on the stage in 2020, is how we are going to run against the most corrupt president in living history.
How do you answer top economists who say taxes of this magnitude would stifle growth and investment?
Oh, they're just wrong.
The biggest problem in our economy is simple. People are not getting paid enough.
We're not growing. The wealthy, very wealthy are growing. Ordinary people are not growing. They are not happy with where they are, and that's why we must change this presidency now.
And when you see a government that works great for the wealthy and the well-connected and for no one else, that is corruption, pure and simple, and we need to call it out for what it is.
What the scientists are telling us is they have underestimated the threat and severity of climate change.
You're talking about the Paris Agreement. That's fine. Ain't enough.
That climate change threatens every living thing on this planet. But getting Congress to act, they just don't want to hear it.
It's both an honor and disappointment to be the lone candidate of color on the stage tonight. I miss Kamala, I miss Cory, though I think Cory will be back.
But I wanted to get back to the issue of climate change for a moment, because I do believe this is the existential issue.
Senator, with all respect, this question is about race. Can you answer the question as it was asked?
We can't be an America that stands up and asks people to fight alongside us, as we did with the Kurds in fighting ISIS, and then turn around in the blink of a tweet and say that we're turning our backs on the people who stood beside us. After that, who wants to be an ally of the United States?
We actually can't isolate ourselves from China. In fact, we have to work with them as a frenemy, people who disturb us, who we disagree with, but who, in effect, we are linked to in a world that is ever getting closer.
Senator Warren, you would be the oldest president ever inaugurated. I'd like you to weigh in as well.
I'd also be the youngest woman ever inaugurated.
If you want to talk about the capacity to win, try putting together a coalition to bring you back to office with 80% of the vote as a gay dude in Mike Pence's Indiana.
Day one, we changed border policy so that federal agents will never snatch babies from the arms of their mothers.
Immigrants don't diminish America. They are America.
This is a racial argument by a racist president who's trying to divide us and who's vilifying people. It's absolutely wrong, and it's led him to break the laws of humanity in our name.
This is a nation of immigrants. That's who we are. That's why we're who we are. That's what makes us different, and we should invest in them.
The mayor just recently had a fundraiser that was held in a wine cave full of crystals and served $900 a bottle wine. Billionaires in wine caves should not pick the next president of the United States.
Senator, your presidential campaign right now, as we speak, is funded in part by money you transferred, having raised it at those exact same big-ticket fundraisers you now denounce. Did it corrupt you, Senator? Of course not.
I know what you're thinking, America. How am I still on this stage with them?
We're going to need a nominee and a president who can respond to the crisis of belonging that is gripping our nation today.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on...
That was the YouTube channel there. Hold on 1 second. Getting a call from Glenn. Yeah, that was from NBC, but they got the feed from PBS. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning, Glenn. Welcome.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You know, I'm glad you played those clips. I actually, and I'll freely admit, I was going back and forth, and I watched very little of the debate. Of course, I watched all the post debates, all the highlights, because I was watching the Lakers versus Milwaukee Bucks, like everybody else. I thought, and then I watched the Houston Rockets versus the Clippers. Those were great games.
Oh yeah, great games. Great games.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me say this: the funny part about it, Andrew Yang saying that he was the only person of color there, and he missed Kamala and Cory.
Right.
Said, but I think Cory will be back, and he gave the little corny ass little, finger click or whatever, the white guy sign. It was tripped out. Let me say this: we're talking about person of color and not being part of the debate, other than Andrew Yang, and I think people forgot about him. But Nate, you're going to be perfectly honest with me. And people in the chop shop are going to be perfectly honest with me. During this whole time since the campaign has started for the Democratic nomination, who is that one? Everybody inside the chop shop was feeling and said, this person needs to be part of the debate stage. This person needs to be part of the top 5, top 3, because we're going to support this brother, this sister, all the way through. Who is that person?
I don't know.
It wasn't. Think it this way, Nate. We're top supporting Kamala wholeheartedly. Like, this is the person that we need on the stage to be part of the top 3 candidates out there. When people supporting Cory Booker that way, saying, Cory, he's got the enthusiasm out there for the black folks, and he's talking about the things that we want to address, and we're going to support him wholeheartedly. He's going to be part of the top 5 or the top 3. Was that the sentiment doing in the chop shop, Nate?
I don't remember. No.
It would be no, Nate.
Right.
Put it this way.
Are you on speaker?
Here, is that better?
Oh, yeah. It sounded like you were on speaker. Yeah, that's much better.
Actually, I had my headphones in, so I apologize to everybody. But did you get the gist of my point?
You might want to run it back because it was just, your words were just blending all in together.
Okay, my point was, in the chop shop, this is the community. We got a diverse group of opinions out there. We all black, except for who's the guy that John Glorious or whatever it is. But we talk about the lack of people of color during this last debate. We talk about issues being addressed that we want addressed by people of color that we want to be part of the top 5 or part of the top 3. And my point is, since the beginning of this campaign for the Democratic nominee, in the chop shop, would Cory and Kamala still be in single digits as far as support among people?
I would say yes.
Yes. Okay. So when we talk about, there's a lack of presence of us or people that look like us or have the same skin hue as us, we didn't even support these people. There was no groundswell. Kamala has to be in the top 3. Kamala has to be, a possible VP, or she has to overtake Bernie or Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren. Hell, early on in the beginning, and I'm being truthful here, people were all on Marianne Williamson, because she talked about reparations and she might have smoked the blunt before the first debate. Let's be honest, man. So, people, what do you really want? We had a conversation in the Chop Shop today. We're talking about reparations. I'm saying, I'm not a single issue voters. I believe that the TIF district money is more attainable right now than reparations. Wouldn't you agree with that, Nate?
I would agree so, yeah. But it's also, local and then national.
Right. Exactly. And Nate, with any of these things, we put it this way, Nate, is reparations even remotely possible with Mitch McConnell in a Republican-held Senate right now?
Probably not. Probably not. Like if there was a reparations bill, it would probably get killed on Mitch McConnell's desk.
And let me ask you, Nate, which party is more likely to pass even something remotely close to that? The Democrats or the Republicans?
It appears the Democrats, but it depends on how it's crafted. And again, things change. 3-4 years from now, attitudes might change in the Republican Party about reparations, or maybe it gets. You put it in a certain light.
I know, but Nate, what are the chances of that happening, given that right now you have 2 black men as part of the Congress? Out of 535 members, there were, 435 in the House of Congress. What are the chances that, they're going to have some 2018 midterm election flood of candidates of colors joining the Republican Party, given this current incarnation of the Republican Party, which is not the Republican Party anymore, it's the Trump Party? What are the chances of that, Nate? Let's be honest.
It's not high. Like I said, if something was right, if there was a bill that went through the House right now, it would probably die on Mitch McConnell's desk. Like a lot of
other ideas. Bill,
right.
Just like every other bill is that even, that we considered even remotely reasonable now, like prescription drug bills, or health care, things like that.
Or, like some of the ideas brought up by congresspersons to, deal with mass shootings. All that stuff is just dying on his desk. He won't let it go through.
Nate, you can't even get a mandatory background check. Really, I think it's perfectly reasonable for people to have to go through a mandatory background check to get a firearm. Put it this way, Nate. If you had to get a mandatory background check to get a firearm, are you worried that they might unearth that, back in 1996, Nate was part of the Weather Underground, be part of the rebel resistance? None of that's going to happen. So what you really worried about? Those are questions that I love to ask conservatives. What are you really worried about? That they might go through your social media and find out that you're a neo-Nazi or you're part of some white nationalist group? Again, I talk about thinking logically about these things, right? And I think it's vitally important. I'll end with this, and I flooded the Friends of Nathan Ivey show with information. I even put up part of the article from the Christian Times. Did you see what happened? They asked for Trump to be removed. They're doing it on a religious basis. They basically talk about the morality of supporting this man. I mean, if there was someone called out someone, it was yesterday in that article. And talks percent about.
You kind of break it up.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you were breaking up.
Okay. Your friend calls in all the time. He talks about Donald Trump receiving 8% of the black vote. Nate, what happens if you lose 5 to 8% of the evangelical vote? That 5 to 8% even is far more superior than the 5 to 8% vote that he thought that Trump might get. Am I right or wrong?
I think you're right from what I can understand, but you were breaking up there. I'm not sure. Are you at a different location or I'm not sure what's going on?
No. Is that better?
No. It sounds like there's something blocking you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what it is, but Nate, hopefully you got the gist of my argument. You know how it is, man. In the end, I just hope people get what I'm saying, brother. Hey, everybody in the Chop Shop, have a great weekend. Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you, don't tell your kids that Santa don't exist. Let them be kids, and you guys have a good one, Nate. I'm out.
All right, take it easy. I appreciate that. He had to pull the ripcord a little bit on that. I'm not sure. He said, don't tell your kids the truth about Santa Claus. Come on, man. That's number one on my list. You know, I can't go with that. I say, tell your kids about Santa and that he is not real. He is not real. I don't believe it. Never seen him. Never met a Santa Claus. Met a lot of people growing up. Never met a Santa Claus. If we have a president who gave a damn about reparations, he or she can enforce by executive order something white America was afraid Barack Obama would do. Fuck Turkey Neck McConnell. He has a date with the Grim Reaper soon. Meaning that he's just getting older. And it looks like he doesn't work out. I can't hear him good. Have him call back. Right. Yeah, his phone did not sound good at all. Very, very muffled. He was on some kind of headset, which just doesn't roll. It just doesn't play. Doesn't work well with any station. It doesn't really matter. The best is if you're not on speaker and you're like talking into the headset. That's the best. No speaker. Just the acoustics just don't travel that well. Just doesn't sound good. Their issue is money, and the people who support them can only afford to give them their vote. Yang told the truth on why he is the last person of color on the stage. When we get the money out of politics, we will have more of the people's choice in the running, right? But that's not likely to happen, though. I mean, recent Supreme Court cases, it doesn't seem like that's likely to happen at all. At all, but we shall see. Yeah, she said, OMG, phone sounds terrible. Yeah. Not only do I tell them that Santa doesn't exist, but I plan to dress up as the Grinch and have no presents under the tree and see how they react. They'll be super mad. Super mad. My daughter, like all the kids, this is she got her last exam today, and she's going to leave school a little bit earlier so that she can go home and enjoy herself. We don't know what all her grades are, but so far she seems to have been doing very well, and she's doing very well in her classes. I would say she is exceeding her goals in a lot of her classes. She's still got one class that she struggles in, but she's exceeding a lot of her goals. So that's all you can ever be happy about. That's it. She's good, I'm good. She's good, I'm good. That's all that matters. Let me see here. What are we discussing? U.S. lists fictional Wakanda as a free trade partner, huh? Somebody is trying to do favors for Trump, I guess. Cincinnati Storytellers Project closes 5th year with holiday stories featuring Santa Claus. That's nice. That's very nice. About some damn present. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard was the only one to vote present this week. Somebody put up a meme. next to what appeared to be a quote from Desmond Tutu, Archbishop Tutu. And his quote essentially is that if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. And that's the Tulsi Gabbard on some present. Pick a side already. Cardi B gave her man $500,000 and ain't no woman post and say mood. She did give her man $500,000. What? What is that? That is hilarious. Cammie Durkin to end her 31-year career on Local 12 on Friday. That's today. Yeah, I ain't mad about that. I mean, you know, life goes on. I want to remind you, coming up today at oh boy, I see people kissing ass on Facebook. Oh boy. What can I say? Okay, really good. I like that. In the hell? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, let me get back to your chat. Sorry about that. I was kind of catching up on a few things there, live on the radio. Do they still teach civics in school? Civics. I don't know if they teach civics. My daughter currently doesn't have a civics class. Actually, spending bills originate in Congress, so passing reparations can be passed with an executive order. Come on, people, damn. Seems as though you missed your calling. Should have been a teacher. Exclusive of the overreactions. Not sure what I'm reading here. Not sure what that is. I'm not trying to catch up. Did I miss something there? I'm not sure. What's the plans? What are your plans this weekend? Hopefully your plans are more than just running around making sure you get gifts for everybody else. Take some time for yourself. I'll say it again. Did anybody watch that show, American Gods? I know the brother Orlando Jones, who I thought was a good actor, is alleging, I don't know, he's saying that now the show's a culture vulture because they didn't kick him off the show, but I guess they didn't bring him back for a contract. And so, oh boy, is that right? I'll tell you what's going to be interesting this weekend is going to be Eddie Murphy on SNL. He's scheduled to come back to SNL over the weekend on, what is that, Saturday? So that's going to be big. I know a lot of people will be watching that. They want to see him do all his old characters, which is typical when you have somebody come back and they had iconic characters on SNL. And, you know, he's got a couple new movies coming out, including Coming to America 2, which will be a remake of a classic from back in the day. How many people are looking forward to seeing Eddie? I think it'll probably be funny. And then now he'll be a 58-year-old buckwheat. If Eddie does the buckwheat character, is that like not woke? Are we beyond buckwheat? I want him to do Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. That's what I want to hear him do. He was a part of the cast back in the 80s, and I think they had a falling out. And then he went on to bigger and better things, was doing all kind of great movies. I mean, Eddie Murphy has been very, 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 very successful in animated movies. He did the voice of Donkey and Shrek and a lot of other characters. So I think it'll be pretty dope. I know a lot of people will be watching that. I'll be watching that. I'll be watching what the Lakers do, and I'll be watching that Charlo brother, what's his name? Charlo versus the guy that beat him. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll be watching that this weekend, or at least the highlights. Yeah, that's going to be some good boxing right there. Those brothers seem like they really genuinely don't like each other. Yeah. Not to incite it, but it is what it is. Can't wait to see Eddie and Lizzo. He can't keep Buckwheat out the lineup. Oh, Lizzo is the oh my God. Lizzo is so smart. She did that to amplify her appearance on Eddie Murphy. That's big right there. So you get to be the musical act when Eddie Murphy comes back. You're going to go down in history. I deleted Ken Anderson from my friend list. Most times I can debate him and put him in his place. Get tired of him. Kinder, gentler Republican my butt. Yeah, I don't know, man. The real Ken Anderson came out. When we were working together, he just seemed like we were cool. I never had a problem with him. We would debate, and that was it. And once we stopped, his true colors came out toward me. I don't know. I have no idea. Thought it was quite interesting, though. I prefer just to keep it real. And Mason Marlon writes, I think I read that already. Yeah, he's still on my friends list, but I feel you. I feel you, Pat. Do what you got to do. Listen, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go into a break and then come back. I'm with you until the top of the hour, live, local, and vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. I'm live, I'm local, and I'm vocal. And we'll be back in just a couple of messages. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Got a couple messages we want to share with you. All right. And as we get ready for the weekend, anybody got something? You going out of town for the holidays? Anybody going somewhere special for New Year's? What's going on for New Year's? Where's the invites? I know you having parties. Ponder it. We'll come back. Don't go anywhere. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the backed by popular demand this Christmas, the free Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m. An opportunity to rewrite your spiritual health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. Join me for this Christmas Train the Trainer Masterclass this Sunday, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. 10:45 a.m., Big Pancake Breakfast. 11:35, the Train the Trainer Follow-Up Masterclass. Free book and materials included. 1 p.m., light luncheon and refreshments. Take this opportunity to rewrite your spiritual, health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. See you this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m., 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. For more information, call 513-681-3340.
Today we decided to walk to school. At the corner, we waited to cross the street. The stoplight counted down. 15, 14.
31? 13?
We took a left on Carroll Garden Street. Loud music was coming from a car. Danny's a smart kid, but he gets so distracted.
There were so many other sounds, I didn't know what to focus on.
Danny, Earth to Danny. Suddenly he realized he forgot his homework again.
I left my homework on the table.
At the school steps, we hugged goodbye. I really hope he doesn't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Hello, I'm Charlie Winburn with Renew Community Church. I'm pleased to announce the backed by popular demand this Christmas, the free Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m. An opportunity to rewrite your spiritual health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. Join me for this Christmas Train the Trainer Masterclass this Sunday, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. 10:45 a.m., Big Pancake Breakfast. breakfast. 11:35, the Train the Trainer follow-up masterclass. Free book and materials included. 1 p.m., light luncheon and refreshments. Take this opportunity to rewrite your spiritual, health, mental, financial, and relationship life before 2020. See you this Sunday, December the 22nd, 11:35 a.m., 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. For more information, call 513-681-3340.
Brother, we can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
All right, good morning. Welcome back. I'm back to your chat. Nathan Ivey in the air chair, nathanivey.com. Somebody writes, I'm telling you what I know, TNT, and unless it's Stacey Abrams or someone like Corey, maybe, black folks just don't vote black to vote black. We are smarter than that. Ask Jesse Jackson. Angela writes, I'm shopping an investment fund to get in on. You can't beat them, join them. Sharp writes, TIF districts equal displacement. TNT writes, reparations, I think I read that already. TIF money is what was used to upgrade Fountain Square a few years back. That's why we were protesting back then. It's nothing new. It's just people awoke to the game. Bernie Sanders seemed shook by that question. It was funny as hell. He won't be the nominee either. The people in Atlanta said Stacey Abrams isn't what everyone thinks. It's a reason why she didn't win Georgia. She don't have full support of the black community. Our good friend Derek Bozeman is not a fan, and you know he is the truth, Nathan. Nathan, is that right? Not a fan. I would love to hear his perspective. Sister V writes, reparations mean repair. Therefore, it encompasses every aspect of black life. It is not one issue. Seems as though you missed your calling thing. I'm catching up here. Catching up still, sorry. Ken is another Reverend Al Beasley. Speaking of which, I thought Reverend Al Beasley hit me up and said he was going to call into the show and he was thinking about running for office or something like that. He was going to be back on the scene. I saw him post a couple things. Reverend Al Beasley is a black male. He's actually like plays instruments. Like he's an entertainer. I don't know what his instrument is, but I know he's supposed to be pretty dope with it. I've heard some of his music. Back in the day, before Ben Carson, he was kind of like a local Ben Carson. Black male Republican, and I think at the time the president was Bush. And he had pictures of himself standing next to President Bush, baby Bush. You know, he was doing the whole black Republican thing way before Candace Owens and Trump. And I don't know if he had his own show or he was doing like guest spots at what we call 700 WLW, which is primarily a talk station that does like sports, Bengals official, shows, and a lot of white male conservatism. Pat Rogers writes, I watch SNL every Saturday. Can't wait to see Eddie. Really? Sister V writes, Eddie has been very fruitful, but I'll be watching SNL relaxing with a glass of wine. Quite interesting. Wow, so Bozeman is a spokesman? Let me research for myself. Seems logical. Hashtag Obama smart. All right. So I guess local news here will be Gang of Five today. People will be talking about the Kenwood Town Center announcing a temporary curfew for teens because last year they had a big fight. The teenagers went up there and started fighting. So now they're going to have a police presence, and if you're a teenager, they're going to ID you, and you got to have an adult with you. And I understand it. Is it potentially problematic? Yeah. that might cause more problems than they had last year. But I saw the videos it was like something straight out of a movie. I mean, just imagine 3 or 4 dozen teens, 50 teens just running through the mall, people fighting. One girl was injured. Some others were arrested. It was a big deal. So will this make you here's what I think. I think that this only really affects people who were thinking about or had a history of shopping at that mall. I'm not thinking to go to the mall. I haven't bought anything from Kenwood Mall in years. In fact, I haven't bought anything from any mall in years. But for people who maybe have expressed throughout the year since last year some hesitancy of going back, I think it affects them. And again, don't go to the mall then. That's the other thing you're looking at. Those teenagers probably bring a lot of money to the mall. Buying stuff, buying food, buying clothes. You know what I'm saying? Malls are declining. So if Kenwood wants to, go down this route, let them. And people should just make their decision as to whether they think it goes too far or they feel safer now so they want to go back and shop. I don't know. I'm not really sure how many people this really affects, other than people who were already planning on shopping there. Because people pretty much scope out where they're going to buy their stuff, and they just go there, right? I don't think people are just walking through the mall and just looking, window shopping. Do people window shop anymore? Because you can window shop online. And are people window shopping during the Christmas season? I guess they are. To me, I think people see something online or see a coupon or get a coupon, and then they want to go in the store and cash in. Beasley fed me and his sons Cheerios with orange juice as a kid. He probably eats cereal like that to this day, LOL. Then she writes, ugh. Ray writes, can you play the Pettis audio for year-end best audio of the year, please, and thank you? Reynolds. Yeah, that was hilarious. Me and Reynolds is the first one through the door. Her and Ryan Reynolds. It's always a Reynolds on the police force. Which leads me to what I have been sharing with you, that the Cincinnati Police Department is now recruiting. Their open recruitment is now available. They are looking for recruits that have a myriad of different experiences and skills, including social media, including people that can speak multiple languages, and they're looking for folks that have college credits and/or college degrees as well. They're also looking for folks with data management skills. So if you know someone, or you are that someone who has been considering a career in law enforcement, this could be your opportunity. For me specifically, living in the city of Cincinnati, being an African-American, I think that we need more African-Americans on the police force. And I think we need people from Cincinnati to go into law enforcement with the Cincinnati Police, because currently you don't have to live in Cincinnati. Now, I'm going to post 2 links for you. The first is to my friends over the Voice of Black Cincinnati, and you can read FAQs. It'll lead you to a video on YouTube where you can learn more about the recruitment process and answer a lot of your questions. And then the second one is a direct link to the city of Cincinnati where you can apply directly and get more information directly from the city. So please share that information. I think it's vital. And when we talk about the interactions, I think it starts with the type of individuals who go into law enforcement. I think it's a very admirable profession. And I feel like we need people that, I'll be honest with you, that look like us, that come from where we come from, that come from our city. Although it is open to anyone who either lives in Hamilton County or you live in a county adjacent to Hamilton County if you want to become a Cincinnati police officer. And I think you should strongly consider it. Please share that. I'm going to share it on my social media as well. When you see it, please share. And be the change that you want to see. Be the change you want to see. Very simple. And with that, we got to make a move. Got to get ready for the Is It Just Me podcast. Should be talking with Joe Gilbert, the author of the filmmaker of the Trayvon Martin hoax. What is he talking about? What hoax? Listen at 12:30 p.m. today. Have an excellent weekend, and we'll talk real soon. Viva la Chapas. And remember our motto: winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning And we'll talk real soon.